Alright everybody, this is the 1988 Mitsubishi Minicab I have for sale. It's 4-wheel drive, has 4 high, 4 low, 3-speed manual transmission, and of course we ran 2-wheel drive as well. It's not a full-time 4-wheel drive or an all-wheel drive vehicle. And it's got a lot of stuff done to it. Done a little knickknacks over the past, oh boy, about a year or so that I've owned this thing. And I guess I can start showing you some of the different things we've done. We have right back out here, we'll start with the back I suppose. This bumper's been customized. There was already a custom bumper of some sort, so we've done some more work to it. Joseph Huntsberger, he took care of me, and he's over in Chaptica, Maryland. Did all this other fabrication I'm about to show you here. So added lights to it. It got reverse LED lights, got stop, turn, tail lights out here, and then of course there's a hitch mount. So in the event you want to go ahead and move the winch to the back, I've got the plug for it right there. Requires nothing else, no switches internally to change anything. Just simply unplug the winch from the front, plug it in the back, put the pin through the hitch pin itself. You're pretty much good to go. Here's your fuel fill up. New tires, they're dirty, but as you can see, if you look at the edge of the tread block and whatnot, these things are not worn. I've put maybe 5-6 miles on these tires, maybe a little more than that I suppose, closer to 10, but ITP wheels, I had to get spacers with adapter lug patterns here to go ahead and get these 4-wheeler wheels to fit. So at least in the future, if you ever need to change out wheels, want to do something different, then by all means just get yourself this standard ATV wheel here. Different variations, I forget the pattern now off the top of my head, but this works just fine with those. And a lot of stuff here has been either done with Herculiner, like the steps, the rear bumper, front bumper, the box, the whole bed. This box is what I'm talking about here. It's a little storage box. This was originally mounted here somewhere in this vicinity from the factory. However, a previous owner at some point, they've gone ahead and they moved up inside the cab. So I relocated it back out here. It was kind of like right above your head on the passenger side. It wasn't a good spot whatsoever. But I just keep some backup cables here for the battery jumper. Have the spout for the extra fuel tank in the back, which is this right here. So a 5-gallon fuel cell, or I think called jerry can. And then also have a wired remote for the bed, which I'll show you a feature here in that a little bit. The winch will actually, you can control it up and down from both inside the cab without hooking this thing up, or you can pull this thing outside. You can take up in the bed with you, or stand outside the whole cab altogether and operate it with this wired control. And of course there's some slime for the trail, just in case I ever needed it. The tires don't currently have slime in them, so nothing to worry about if you're worried about everything getting sticky. And then skinnier front tires here than in the rear. Slightly skinnier, I forget the sizes on these things, but it definitely cuts through the mud and the snow and all that a lot better. And then obviously out here I have actually recently done, this thing was white and had rust spots on the outside, some surface rust, whatnot. I knocked it all down, primered it, used etching primer, got the camouflage paint job on it. It's just a little do-it-yourself type thing I did, nothing great. Then we went ahead and went over it with matte clear coat a couple times. I have two coats of clear coat on this. And up front here, again, Joseph Huntsberger's work. Custom front bumper, holds the winch. It's rock solid. It attaches down here to the factory skid guard, which you can kind of see. And yeah, this winch is just as simple as disconnecting the thread connector and then putting your key in the hitch pin to go ahead and pull the hitch pin out, and you swap it out over the rear, plug it in the rear, you're good to go. And up here, the factory headlights, they still work, they work great. Also added in the lower lights that are LED down here on the outside corners of the bumper. And then you have LED turn signal bulbs, parking turn signal bulbs. So they do have the 2 different wattages or different brightness levels for that. Windshield wipers, windshield squirters, everything works great. New side mirrors. One was banged up on the other side when I got it, and I decided to just go ahead and put 2 new ones on here. And then here is the driver's side of it, which this, mind you, is a left-hand drive vehicle, which a lot of these are right-hand drive. That means you got the steering wheel on the right and your shifters on the left, which is pretty awkward. But I just got done putting a new battery box back here. We had a temporary battery box on it just to kind of get it by, but just put this one in today. It's really nice quality. And then one thing I had noticed was one time I went ahead and left the lights on this thing and ran the old battery down, was if you have the bed down and your battery goes bad, there's not really a way other than break apart the box to get to the terminals inside there to give it a jump or get some charger on it. So I added this just today. It's an external mount here for battery posts, and I have all the electronics, everything I've wired up here, all the lights, the winch, all that gets its power from here. So in the event that you do need to go ahead and jump start this thing, use this to jump start another vehicle, you do that. And also this work here is Joseph Hunsberger. Built the whole side step on both sides, and then the battery support. This thing originally had a much smaller battery, more like a, I believe it would have been bigger than a lawnmower battery, but definitely not a full-size 12-volt, which is now, we have a Group 24 12-volt that I put in here. I put in here last year. It's now, and I think April or so, will be a year old. I'll get you some pictures of the battery so you can see it's just a Duralast, I think a 3-year warranty if I'm not mistaken battery. And then we'll move back around the back corner here, see this again. There's the jerry can back there for extra fuel. I'm not sure the capacity of the primary fuel tank. It's got to be 6-7 gallons at least, I would think. Sorry about the wind here. And then I'll do some pictures of what these are back here. This is some other stuff that I had Joseph make for us. And it works out really well if you ever want to throw like a camouflage net over this thing. You could put the scissor lift up in the air, just jack the whole bed up, possibly use it as a tree stand. It won't be as high as a tree stand, but it gets up there pretty decent. But I'll show you all that later. But there's the bed linered. And then out here at the back once again, you see facing us on the outside corners there, here center of the screen, and then here center of the screen, we have LED reverse lights. So I'm sorry, these are not reverse lights, they're just rear lights I have on a separate button. They don't work when you put it in reverse automatically, but you already have, of course, these LEDs down here that do them. And I'm going to tell you, these things are all these LEDs I put on here are bright. They're all the same color. I believe it was 6000K for the color. Everywhere I connect everything, like this whole thing I'm about to show you here that holds all the lights, it's removable fairly easily. There's 2 bolts on each side, you can see right here. And then this one main weather pack with 3 wires on it. If you disconnect that, you can disconnect everything up here in one go. It makes it effortless to take it off, put it back on if you ever wanted to, if you got a clearance issue. But if you're trying to bring in a garage, and that makes your difference right there. You're talking probably 2.5 inches or so of height. We did have to do that at a buddy's garage. To get in his garage, I did have to take the light bar off because it would not clear. But otherwise, everything here, all the connectors are done, weather packs. I'm not sure if you can really see some of these, but excuse me, throat's getting a little bit dry out here. But everything's been done with the weather pack connectors, no butt splices whatsoever in this whole project. That's every little bit of wiring I've done, which is an absolute lot of wiring. It's all been tucked away nicely. It was terminated properly. Again, no butt splices there. All wiring with solder if it needed to be connected, if two points need to be brought together, or of course, to use the proper weather packs, what have you. So moving on to the side here, I do have some side lights. They're on their own separate switch. Let's see if I get this thing to focus here. I don't know if it's coming out that clearly, but they work on separate switches. Those are also 6000K color, if I had the color right, which I think it was either 5000K or 6000K, but again, they're all the same. LED side marker light. And then this big bad boy up here, this was 30,000 lumens. That's quite a lot. I want to say it was 300 watts of light. You got, I think it was spots on the outside and flood in the middle. I think I got that maybe backwards. It might be spot toward the center and then floods on the outside. Either way, it's pretty bright. Especially you turn on the lower lights here to fill it down low. There's nothing you can't see it on the trail. If you go out and trail anywhere with it, or you need to light up the field, whatever you may need to do, you turn these lights on, you won't have any problem seeing what you need to see. I want to say, don't quote me on this, I have to go back and look at the receipts and whatnot, but I think these front lights are the same as the rear lights. I want to say they were 18,000 lumens, maybe not quite that much, never mind. I don't want to lie to you, I'd have to go back and look. I'll put that in the posting when I can look that up. That seems a little bit high, but I remember they are pretty bright as far as their the rating goes. But I'll get you those specs. I left this thing undone here. So that's pretty much all the exterior here. I'll go ahead and cut the video, and then we'll go ahead and make a new one for the interior as this Focus gets out of play here.